to focus, banging on they though they taking notice.
S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yeah.
I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not on my grind.
Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go. Wait. Please, Mike. Further. He's checking. Guys, listen.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Alert.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Check. Jim. Hey, switch gears. Check it out, read. Mike's 43.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Look. Rush in.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
First down, Seattle.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Good job right there. Got it. Check. Cross. Alert. Go. He's moving. Further.
Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
380. I'll go special. Further. Hey, 0. 43.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 22-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
14, got it.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Carson. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Matt Breida, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Check.
This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards the pickup, good enough for an Arizona 1st.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down. Several media outlets thought Andy Isabella was the top receiver in this year's class out of UMass. He dominated his senior year there. 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns. You really say that he can just take a top off the defense. He ran a 4.31 40 at the Combine, 3rd fastest of all attendees. And then he was taken 62nd. A lot of experts think he was a major bargain with loads of potential.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Running, it's Drake. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, here's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Take 4, take 4. Mike 56, Mike 56. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Check, check. 81. 56 to Mike. Zoom. Check 56. 56. Mike 56 right there.
Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. It's complete to Drake. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. The Cardinals worst in the NFL, 6 of 16 on 4th down last year, but they'll try it here.
It's going to be a long day. Under 10, under 10, 10.
Murray and company going for it on 4th. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Andy Isabella was the intended target. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
One fluff. 43. Go. I don't even know why this team showed up. 43 is the Mike.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Go ahead. Hey, we got 4 down. Hey. Kill. Watch the safety creep. Slam.
From the shotgun, Wilson flush to his right. And he's got the hook up to Moore. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go. No. Alert.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield who can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Hey, 0-0-0. Lucky. Hey, 0-0-0.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Seahawks on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. They go play action with Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. That's caught inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. On first down, here's Breida. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Matt Breida with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? It
certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. First down, Murray. Throw caught here by Bird. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
56 is Mike. 56 is Mike.
Throwing now is Murray. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Ready? Right. Mike's 56. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. Wide. Get wide. Check 9. 66. Pull it. High. He's coming. We got double up. Hayward.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
Tighten up. Go, down. Sponge. That's it. Go. 35's the mic. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Mike 35. It's gonna be a long day for you. 35's the mic. Hey, tight.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Here we go.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Kill. Switch.
On second and 2, Wilson eluding the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Check three. Hey, check 24. What's 24?
Here's Wilson to throw. They'll run the screen with Carson. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. Right there. 56. Let's put him on tape. Let's go, bro.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Myers' kick is good. So how about the turn of events there at the end of the half?
This is one where you go charging into your locker room having collected 3 points you didn't expect to get, and you look across the field and you see guys kind of pointing fingers at each other like, dude, how'd you turn it over and make us give up 3 right there?
So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Mike's 50. Mike's.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Open man is Kirk, complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on 3rd down, Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
35's the mic. Let's go, let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Safe. Go.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Here we go. Watch twist.
This is Breida. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
43's the mic. Let's get it.
Now Wilson on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room with the hat, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Throwing again on second down. Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And the Cardinals, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Drake. He's got a first down or more inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Kill. It's free. Zoom.
Throwing on first down is Murray. This one caught by Isabella. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Murray now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
That's the way. Shift. 66. Pull it. High. Bill. Back. Ball trot. Alert flare. Topper. Jack Rabbit. Single.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. The Cardinal passing game dialed in now. First down.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. 61. Match box. Right. Jam.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Switch gears. Check your hot read.
They'll run with Drake, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kenyon Drake, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead is down to 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Kill. Check. Crouch.
They run with Breida. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go double count right here, double count. Show it up. Let's go.
Now it's Breida. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Brooks Reed with a tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Undercrush. Got it.
Here's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Watch it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Alert.
Here's Breida. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up.
Look at.
They run it with Carson. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Seahawks on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 4.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Breida. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Alert.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Mike, 58 right there. I got you, sir. 58.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First and 10 at the 39.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Bang, 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 bang.
Murray now on 1st down, and he hits Drake. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On play action, it's Murray. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead now down to 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, hold up. Under 10, 10. Slip.
So the victory here for Seattle, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?